All right, guys, we've had an adventurous year this year with figs. We got our fig orchard established last year. This year we've put irrigation in. We had a 15-degree winter. It was going to drop down to 15 degrees. And I was really torn between, do I leave what fig growth I have above the ground, or do I go through there and take cuttings? Well, the previous year, it was a complete dieback, but it was a 4-hour or a 4-day freeze, and this was just going to be a few hours through the night, basically less than a day. So I elected to not take the risk, and I went through and we took cuttings of everything that was above the ground. And now we've had it in the refrigerator for 2 months. And this is what it looks like. I actually have a whole bag of cuttings here that my friend Bald Eagle, which is in our area, sent me all of his cuttings because he did the same thing. But he wasn't going to propagate cuttings, so he gave me what he had. And I got this other box full. And my refrigerator has been absolutely packed. I told Michelle last night if our fig cutting business gets any bigger, we're going to have to buy a walk-in cooler just to store all of our cuttings. And I really wasn't joking when I said that. We might end up having to do something different. Figured we'd bring you along today and show you what we're doing. We currently have an NRCS funded greenhouse that is going up right out the back of our barn here. And I thought I would have it up in time to do the cuttings, get the cuttings under the greenhouse, enclosed, and where I can control the temperature and environment a little bit better. Now here we are, almost at the middle, it's just a little past the middle of March, and the greenhouse still isn't finished, but now we're hitting 80-degree days. So I told Michelle, I was like, let's stop the greenhouse just for a day. Let's come out here and start sticking cuttings because the weather is good right now for rooting. If we're going up to 82, I think is the high today, and we're dipping down into the 60s, that's pretty good weather for rooting cuttings, whereas previously, a few weeks ago, we were still dipping into the 30s, and that's not optimal. So here we are today. Now, last night, we decided we were going to do this today, and I went through all the cuttings that I had on my spreadsheet, and rather than taking the name tags and writing the name on the name tags, we would just number code a number 1. Now this is our orchard row. So row number 1 in our orchard has Galacia Negra, Yolo Bypass, Peter's Honey, Stella, on and so forth. And so we just started at number 1 and went all the way down. I think we ended up with 108 on this spreadsheet. I got to actually add a couple more. But we're well over 110 cuttings that we're going to be propagating. So we're only propagating half of what we have in the refrigerator, because when we do get the high tunnel built, we can do another start of cuttings in case something happens with this. We're not totally out. And so we're keeping a reserve. Now, I brought over my cement mixer since we're going to be doing bulk in these 2-inch cups just to get them rooted. Once they establish roots and figure out which ones are going to root, which ones are not, we're going to up pot them to the bigger tree pots. I brought over my cement mixer, a little Harbor Freight type of job. We're going to be dipping our Pro Mix HP with biofungicide and mycorrhiza is what we're going to be using to propagate these. We're going to be putting them in here, turn that on, let it circulate. We're going to use 5 scoops of Pro Mix and then 1 scoop of water. And I've seen in other people's video, I don't know who broadcasts it, but that seemed to be the optimal moisture content. So we're going to emulate that today. So let's go ahead and get that part going. Okay. All right, that's 5 scoops. Let me go get a scoop of water. All right, about to get loud. Let's turn this cement mixer on. All right, guys, I want to talk to you real quick about this product from Pico Ag Technology. We've mentioned it at the fig gathering over in Watkinsville, Georgia. So while we were at Figorama, Abdul Hafiz, which I did a tour of his fig orchard, so you can go look at that video if you're interested in what he's growing. He brought over a case or two of this, and Mr. Mike Brookins, sorry I butchered your name, Mike, was telling me about it, that he has had an unusual results with this stuff. An unusual meaning that he was watching one of my videos I did on the tomatoes, and he said, Randall, if you soak your tomato seeds in this soy soap that we passed out, your germination rates will go through the roof. You'll have seeds in 3 days will germinate and be above the ground. I'm like, what? It normally takes about 10 days for a tomato seed to germinate and pop the ground. So I was thinking that might be pushing it a little bit. I had already planted my seeds, so I went ahead and I mixed up a little bit of this into a watering can. I went into where my seed tray was at, and I watered right over the top of my seeds. I had just planted them that same day. And 3 days later, my seeds had sprouted and were popping the ground, and I was just blown away by the results. And then among the community, they were talking about the success they were having with fig cuttings. And so I got on the phone, he called me and I called him back. Anyway, we talked on the phone, and he said, the ratio is 1 milliliter to a gallon. It's not very much. But if you soak your cuttings in that for 4 minutes and then put it in rooting hormone, my germination rate is what he said. My germination rate is now 98%, and he was doing a side-by-side with some of the cuttings that he did not use this product on, where he was getting about the average 50-60% take rate. So I'm going to give it a try today. We're going to soak our cuttings for 4 minutes using this ratio, and we're going to see what results we have. And we'll do a follow-up video with how it turns out, and we'll see. So I've got a 2-gallon bucket here, and then I took a quart jar over there, and I filled it up twice. So I got 2 quarts of water in here, which is going to give me about 2.5 inches of water in the bottom of this. And so at two quarts, if it's a milliliter a gallon, it's a half a milliliter, so it doesn't take much at all. And I just grab my little dropper here, and we're just going to drop a couple of drops in here and mix this up. .5, that's not much at all.
Did you do this on your tomatoes?
Yeah, I poured it on my tomato seeds and got excellent results. So it's not very much for a half a gallon. You can see right there. Oh, it smells like ammonia.
Lovely. Shoo, it does stink.
You smell it?
Are you sure you didn't just give you some pee?
So we'll set that aside. And I was trying to find a stick to stir with, so I just grabbed this leftover wire. Got a nice little foam on it, so that might be, it might actually be some type of a soap. My friend Mike, and he's in the forums, Mike and GA, gifted me some Irene's Black Greek cuttings.
Don't do both of them.
Don't do both of them. She said don't do both of them. Scary, isn't it?
Are we testing it?
This is a
Don't
test.
do both of them.
So we're gonna try one of these.
That way you can see the difference. One was with the soy soap and then one was not.
Okay,
So,
so up. I'm gonna grab a tag. We're gonna grab a rubber band, and I'm gonna let this soak for 4 minutes. So I gotta get a timer.
don't put the tag on it though. Unless you're just gonna lean it in there.
Yeah, I'm just gonna lean it in there.
Okay.
That way, I'll know what it is. Let me look at my clock or my watch.
10:34.
Here's what I found.
She found everything about 10:34. You don't want to know.
People are gonna be Googling what's 1034.
Right. Hey, get down. I just got your sister down. Get down. Get down.
Nice big cutting that Mike also sent me of raspberry latte. Raspberry latte is 114.
Yep.
All right, take a rubber band. I guess we can do two of, let's do two of these. A thick one and a skinny one. So it looks like 5 coffee cans. It's going to give me one 32 count tray, and then 3 out of 4 filled on a second tray. I'm going to have to order more Pro Mix.
One more minute and they come out of the tub.
So when Michelle just talked about the node being upside down, you can see here that the little node thing has a little smiley face. So if you turn it upside down, he'd be frowning. That's upside down. So you want it to go up. That's just a little tip for you people who are watching this that might not be up to speed on the fig community. Everybody in the fig community that propagates figs, they already know this.
Me, I'm not up to speed. I'm getting there, but
All right, for our rooting hormone, we're going to use Hormodin 3. I read one of the research articles from a university that wrote a paper, and I can't remember the ideal scenario as far as rooting hormone and then the potting mix that they used, but I think for some reason I chose Hormodin 3 because it was the closest to what the university had the best results with. And that just means that it has a higher concentration of IBA, which is the hormone that's in here that causes root growth. Okay, we've taken our bundles of cuttings out of the soy soap water. After they soak for 4 minutes, we laid them out on this paper towel or this brown bag so they could dry. Then we turn the fan on and just let it dry the ends of the cuttings. Once the ends of the cuttings are fairly dry, then we just take the stick, plug in our tags into the pots. So know where those go. And then I take a bag of rooting, or a bag with a little bit of rooting hormone in the bottom, and it's just like dusting meat before you fry it. So we just take the tops, hold on to the tops, and then we're just going to stick down in the bag, and we're going to dust just the bottoms. Do this dry, and you don't have to worry about it caking onto the end of the cuttings, so we get just a little bit of dust on the ends of the cuttings and just kind of shake off the excess right there. And then we'll just stick it, tamp a soil down around it. Yep, stick it and forget it, right? All right, so these are going to be our last round of fig propagation for this session. We've got more cuttings in the box. We'll keep them in the refrigerator. Hopefully we get the high tunnel finish here soon, then we'll do another round. Besides, do we really want all of our figs to be, grown out at the same time? So we just plug them in. We'll just tamp around them, kind of firm up the soil. And then this is the last 10. I don't know how many trays we ended up with over there, but we're going to take you around in a second and show you everything that we did. It took a good amount of time, probably 3 hours to write out the tags, and then come out here, another 4 or 5 hours to dip them, and then stick them in soil. But I think we have about 365 fig cuttings that we did. And all these 365 cuttings in these little 2-inch cups we did with just one bag of the Pro Mix HP. So I've got to get some more of that on order for our next round. I may go ahead and order 2 bags. That way I make sure I have plenty and then always have some around for future propagations. All right, we're going to take these over and put them on our shelf. And we're just going to let these do their thing until we get our greenhouse built and we can get them into some good propagation conditions. I moved my thermometer out here last night to see what the barn is, and the barn is currently 69 degrees in here, which isn't bad for fig propagating. So we just put them up here on the wood rack. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, almost 12 full trays of the 32 count cups. And yeah, so we're going to see what it does. We just got them sitting here. I got two that are in fig pops. I got Irene's Black Greek. I took one out of the cup last night and I've decided to fig pop it. If you don't know what a fig pop is, you're kind of new to this, you can look over to my other video where I did a whole video on doing fig pops. And there are other people that have done fig pop videos. So do your research, check it out. But this is a good way to do it. I chose not to do all these in fig pops. One, because of time constraints. And number two is how much soil it takes versus just dropping them all into a little cup and just get these things started. Like I said, once these set root, we find out which ones are viable and want to grow for us. We'll take them out of the cups and then we'll put them up into tree pots. I hope you enjoyed the video. Like, share if you really enjoyed the video and you want others to see it. Subscribe to our channel if this is your first time watching us, if you're not already a subscriber. Remember, keep growing, keep building, and always keep adventuring. Together, we're Flomaton Famous. We'll see you on the next one.